that the nation was misled to imagine that the Deputy IG of Police who was mentioned in this matter had stepped aside from his position is definitely a question that needs answers. Senator, do you agree that this, with headline on the front page of the Standard, that this was a big con against Kenyans?
Good morning, Fred. I think that the answer is a straight yes. I mean, there are issues that when they emerge, that is if the reported story is as is, then it will be very unfortunate. Unfortunate in the sense that we were here and we talked about justice and justice for Ojwang or justice for any other people who find themselves in this kind of situation. And the reason why you step aside is to be able to give way to justice. And the question is, has justice for Ojwang been granted? Have the investigations ended? Have the outcome of the investigation been established to the extent that the people who did what they did to Ojwang been held culpable? And the answer is no. So to the extent that if you are a senior officer at that level, then you have chosen to, or not even chosen, you have taken the right path of stepping aside. Then one, you didn't step aside. And then number two, even after stepping aside, the reason for stepping aside was the fact that the investigation had to be done to conclusion and justice found, and that hasn't happened. It is in distaste to the Constitution. In fact, it brings very serious issues around the questions of Chapter 6 of the Constitution. Integrity in the public service, which is a problem. But the act that captures the responsibility, where the burden of responsibility or accountability lab for this entire issue is Chapter 245 of the Constitution, where it's established the IG of police. If you read that chapter of the Constitution, the IG of police is definitely appointed by the president with approval of parliament. And there has been misreading of this particular act because the approval is parliament, but the approval actually has always been National Assembly instead of both National Assembly and Senate. So there's a limitation to what Senate can talk about, how to hold the IG accountable. But at a personal level, I think that the IG should then take action of what the dictates of that particular Act of Parliament requires, which is that Act of Parliament does say that the Kenya Police Service and the Administration of Police Service shall each be headed by a deputy Inspector General appointed by the President also in accordance with the Constitution. But the part that I'm keen on is the part about the role of the role of IG includes taking full control of any investigations on any particular offenses or offense by both people within the service and without the service. And I think that is what should be invoked at this point, that the IG then must be able to hold the DIG accountable.
All right.
Yeah.